Hello and welcome to another episode of Comics with Stevey D. I'm very excited today, not because of the video, because my grandkids are coming. Today I got a cake in the oven for Leo, who's having a 7th birthday party, and going to see 3 of my 4 grandsons and my daughter-in-laws, which I refer to as my daughters, Doris and Tricia, and my sons, Danny and Ryan, and the whole crew. But this is episode number 33 of Comics with Stevey D. So I'm in a really good mood, so hopefully that'll transfer into the video. First, I want to give a shout out to Brandon at Mon Comics. And he was showing his Arrowhead collection the other day. Later I'm going to show you guys what I like to do as a hobby besides comic books. But my wife and I went to the Grand Canyon, and we stopped in Colorado, and we visited a museum there. It was a Native American museum, and in the lobby there were sculptors. Frederick Remington, the great Western sculptor, and his arrowheads made me think of these pictures that I took. I take a lot of pictures when I go to a museum. You know, I can't own the artwork, but I can take a picture of it. And here's the one that really did. It's a Remington of a bow and arrow guy, Indian, American Native, indigenous person. And there's a deer. 2 different sculptures, but they're in the same showcase. And this white stuff right here is glare from the lighting. But I thought that was a pretty cool thing to show Brandon at Mon Comics. If I could mail him these, he could put them by his bow and arrows. You know, they're pretty cool. All right, Mon, keep doing your good thing. I'm looking forward to your Halloween show. All right, today I have a very special story to tell you. It's about Prince Namor, the Submariner, ruler of the underwater kingdom of Atlantis. Namor was the child of a human father who was an explorer and an Atlantean mother from a royal lineage. Namor was a mutant, possibly the first mutant, with superhuman abilities in both worlds of land and sea. I just learned what Namor means in the Atlantean language. Avenging Sun. What else could it be? So let me put a book up. Now that I got my little intro done, and I have to make some adjustments a little bit. Okay, I got Dr. Seuss has to come out. He's a little too tall. Nope, maybe Dr. Seuss should go back in. There we go. All right. What we're looking at here is the Submariner Initiative number 1 from 2007. The artist on the cover is Michael Turner. I just love this book. It just shows Namor. He's like the flying saucer from Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea. He can fly underwater, or fly in the air and swim real fast underwater. It's a great cover, and it reminds me of a joke. So if Captain America is called Winghead and Iron Man is called Shellhead, what do you call the Submariner? Spock ears. That's not that funny, but I think it's funny. All right, moving on to the book, Steve. Please hurry. All right. Here is the Submariner, number 1 from 1990, the beginning of his own run. It was written and drawn by John Byrne. And it's another great Submariner flying. You know, that's a great cover. Our next book the Submariner is front and center right here. Namor, he fought alongside many people. This is him fighting along Captain America and the invaders in World War II. He was a member of the Avengers, the Defenders, leader of the Atlantean Army, you name it. Namor gets in the mix. He's like a rolling stone. He can't stay in one place too long. That's why he can fly and swim real fast. Our next book is a terrific cover. It is one of my first appearances that I have of Namor. And this is Iron Man number 25 from 1970. This is how I'm used to seeing Namor drawn, this way right here. Because I grew up reading in the 70s, and he was drawn like this. And Johnny Craig is the artist, the cover artist. And I want to show you a few things. It's always the heroes battle and team up to fight the bigger villain later on. It's a formula. It's successful. It happens all the time. And formulas are a good thing. They happen all the time in music and in science and all kinds of things. So they're fighting, and you know, these superheroes are usually evenly matched. But Iron Man, in a heroic act, trying to save the environment, crashes into something, and it busts his faceplate, and he's underwater. And the Submariner quickly comes to Iron Man's rescue and saves his life, or Iron Man would have been gone right there. He would have drowned, but the Submariner saved him, and they went on to defeat the villain. So 1970, issue 25. Be careful with this one. I'm going to gently put it back in its home so nothing happens to him. Yep, and Submariner, I first became familiar with him watching that Corky the Clown TV show for kids on Channel 5. Our weatherman, I forgot his name. I'm going to look it up and tell you in a later episode. Okay. Here's a very interesting book here. Now, everybody knows Venom, the evil, villainous villain, mean, you know. So he's got the Submariner in his grips. And I want to show you some interior pages, but I just wanted to show you the cover for a little bit first. Okay. Let's see if I got some information on that. Oh, what's interesting about the Submariner is he first appeared in comics in 1939. And that's 2 years before Captain America appeared in comics. So he's been around for a very long time in the Marvel Universe. So he's fighting Venom, and Venom's got the upper hand. And Venom's so mean, he tears the wings off of the Submariner's feet. And he's kicking the Submariner's butt. And he's drawn like the Hulk. I mean, that's a Hulkish Venom right there. And so the Submariner's at his end. He's coming to his end. And there's always the monologue that goes in. If the villain wouldn't go into a monologue, he'd end the day and win. But they always want to talk, and that usually leads to their demise. So the Submariner, he fights back with a powerful kick, and it knocks Venom out. But he gets back up and they start fighting again. And what's real cool is the Submariner knocks him out, and he grabs Venom's tongue, and he rips the tongue out. And I got to read what's in this panel here. And it says, next time you try to take on someone out of your league, I suggest you talk less. And then the last panel says, which shouldn't be a problem from now on, showing the tongueless Venom. So that was pretty good. It's in the miniseries The Initiative. The first book was from that also. And I wanted to give you something I read in my Iron Man 25. I shouldn't have put it away, but I did. I've talked about Stan Lee soapboxes before. And this is from 1970. And a comic fan wrote in and said, well, how long does it take to make one issue of a comic book? And so I'm paraphrasing. If I can find it. Well, Stan Lee always uses lots of fancy words that start with the same letter and stuff, and I got the quote here. I just got to find it. Oh, I guess I'm going to go into the book and find it, because I don't want to mess it up trying to paraphrase what was kind of neat. So at the time, in 1970, Marvel, here's the soapbox. Marvel was putting out 22 books a month. And he said they would put one book out a day, a working day, so Monday through Friday, I guess. And today they make, I don't know how many books a month. I'll look it up and tell you in the next episode or so. But here's what he said. 20 masterworks a month on the average, which boils down to about one complete book every working day. Naturally, that doesn't mean we write, draw, and letter and color a complete mag in a single day. Even Irvin Forbush, he always quotes this fictional guy, couldn't do it. But the work is done on a glorified, nervous breakdown, inducing production line bias. So they're working like crazy to meet the deadline of 22 books a month. Just imagine what it's like today. So the last book I want to show you is, I got the cake in the oven and I can smell it, is a Regal pose that I really, really like. And the Submariner cover art by Michael Turner. The sea green bubbles, the Atlantean architecture, and the trident scepter that belonged to Neptune at one point. Aquaman would be tickled pink to have. Ha, DC. And so there was our Submariner. I hope you enjoyed this issue. But I got a wedding invitation the other day, and I haven't been to a wedding in a long time. So let me show it to you. When I was digging through the boxes, I found this wrapped up. And it says, Superman, the Wedding Album, a 96-page spectacular created especially for the occasion. The families of DC Comics invite you to share in his joy at the wedding of Lois Lane and Clark Kent, October 1996. And then on the back you got his insignia. So I thought that was a neat little piece of comic stuff. So I better get in the kitchen and check that cake, because I don't want to burn it, because all these little kids got a sweet tooth. So enjoy your collecting hobbies, enjoy your day, and I hope everyone is well, and God bless y'all. Bye-bye.